Welcome back. Chris Broussard, Kenyon Martin are here. Let's return to Cleveland, where the Cavs beat the Bucks last night. Did you watch that thing? They look good. LeBron dropped a 40-point triple-double on the Greek Freak. Greek Freak played well, too. Kevin Love returning from an injury with a really nice game, 18.7 boards. Barely played 25 minutes. Afterward, LeBron talked about how important it is to have Kevin Love back on the floor.
I mean, first of all, just having another body, it's great for our team, and then just his basketball IQ, his familiarity with our system, what we know. He just fits right back in, and then his ability to stretch the floor, allows a lot of opposing bigs not to just sit in the paint and clog up the paint. So it's great to have him back.
I feel fine. 7 weeks, my rhythm's a little bit off. Actually, my wind felt better than I thought it would. It was an easy transition for me to come back, and more than anything, I felt good out there. I felt like my legs were underneath me.
All right, Whitlock, they look good. Block to win the East.
I'm not going to overreact the way I did when the Cavs did after the trade deadline, and I went nuts. They look better with Kevin Love out there. I'm going to withhold judgment. They got a big game against Toronto on Wednesday. I want to see that. At this moment of push, I would bet on Toronto to win the East. I really like Toronto. I've come to appreciate Dwayne Casey and what he does as a coach. I just think Toronto has chemistry, a system, a coaching situation that's completely settled. At this moment, I got to believe Toronto. Tyronn Lue's not even there right now. The Cavs haven't had the same players on the court for enough consecutive games for me to have a clear judgment on them. I like Toronto.
It's a weird year. We've looked at the Cavs, and we've seen the dysfunction. But let me make an argument that it actually is a great year for the Cavs. You're going to open with the Sixers. Virtually no playoff experience. Your best player, Embiid, plays 30 minutes a night. LeBron plays 44. Okay. Then if you went to Boston, Gordon Hayward's injured. You're going to rely heavily on Jason Tatum. Again, lack of experience. Toronto, as the #1 seed, they're supposed to win. This has not been a franchise that wins big games. We've watched the Cavs drama. I got to tell you, I got the world's best player. Kevin Love now gets to be a 2, where I think Jordan Clarkson can now become more of a role player. Jeff Green. I think everybody lines up perfectly for Cleveland now in this offense.
Yeah, I'm like 85% Cleveland. And I'm just trusting that LeBron is going to ratchet it up. We saw it last year. They played about 500 basketball from January onward. They lost 7 of their last 11. Didn't look good going into the playoffs. Playoffs start, and he's toying with these other teams in the East. I think that's what he'll do this year. Once he picks it up defensively, I think those young kids will do the same, and they have the athleticism to be good defenders. So I still have Cleveland big time in the East. I think Toronto's the only team that can challenge them.
Did you say you picked Toronto to win the East?
Yeah, I like
regular season?
Right now.
The regular season title?
No. In the postseason, I think they're going to represent the East in the final. If I had to pick right now, look, they have continuity. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been a mess the entire season.
That was true.
They've been a mess. They've been a mess the last few seasons during the regular season, and still made it to the finals because LeBron James plays in the East. Like, he tilts the scale no matter who they play against in the East. They know that if like he stated, if I come into your building game 1, it's going to be challenging for you, which I agree. If they start on the road or at home in the first round, game 1, whatever playoff series in, he always shows up and let the other team know this is what it's going to be. And I don't see anything different this year.
Here's the thing. LeBron's been great individually all season. Something like on the offensive end, some people are most efficient LeBron.
Rebound, assist, most efficient ever.
And look at their record. So LeBron's been dominant during the regular season, and it hasn't been resulting in as many wins as we think. And so maybe, look, 5, 6 years ago, a couple years ago, I do think there's this gear LeBron could go to in the postseason, but it's like, damn, he's showing us that gear right now during the regular season.
I think it's Ross at the beginning of the season had a lot to do with the win total that they have right now. I think they had a bunch of guys that wasn't all the way in, totally bought in. Derrick Rose situation, Dwayne Wade situation, Kevin Fry. You got Channing Frye. You got guys in there that questionable. Now you bring young Hood in, Clarkson, Nance, and those guys. They like, we get to play with LeBron James. I'm gonna run through a wall. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna do whatever they can and their will to go out and make sure this guy's happy, no matter what he asks of them. And I think that's where they at right now, moving forward. That at the right time they're gonna start playing better. Last March, April, then hey.
I think, as you also said, he's been doing it offensively, but not yet defensively. And once he picks up, I think they're great there. And then even offensively, I think LeBron is experimenting. Like, he's so good. You see he's dominating the game any way he wants. I think he's trying to figure things out, even if it means losing a possession or even losing a game. Yeah. But let me see what this guy can do. Let me see what that guy can do. And I think playoff time, he won't do that.
But, Chris, you had been the guy that kind of opened my eyes to the fact that he may not be the same guy defensively. He may not be able to do that anymore.
I don't think he can do it 82 games a year, clearly. But recently, like at the end of the Portland game, they lost, but you notice who he was guarding at the end of the game. Damian Lillard. You didn't see that early in the year. Right. Last night, he was guarding some of the better players. I saw him guard Jusuf Nurkic in that game against Portland, too. Like, he's starting to take the challenge of guarding the better players at the end of the game. He knows he can't do it. He might not even be able to do it for 40 minutes a night. But in the fourth quarter, he'll make up his mind to go get the guy he's got to stop.
Spot duty, like you said, fourth quarter at times, but it's
Warriors have lost 4 of 6. They lost 4 of 6 at this time last year. We get fooled by really high-end players. This is a kind of a dog days of NBA where if the seed is set, some teams tanking. Like, I agree with you. I think Kevin Love and LeBron are in a perfect spot. Both realize what they are. I felt for the last couple years, Love was like Bosch in Miami at the end. He was tolerating the situation. Kevin now walks into an arena, drives there thinking, I'm going to get my looks tonight. Happy Kevin Love is a good Cavs team.
I would also say LeBron has to be motivated right now because when he looks, look, we know that he's wondered, man, can we beat Golden State? Yeah. They look invincible. Well, now they look vulnerable. I mean, the injuries, let's see if that's real. He can't be afraid. If Houston beats them, he shouldn't be afraid of Houston. Yeah. You know, he should be looking at this like, I can really get one because Golden State's banged up. You never know when Steph Curry's ankle's going to go again. Durant with the ribs, he's been injury prone at times in his career. Like, LeBron should be extra motivated come postseason.
All right, coming up, are we really witnessing the rise of the next Steph Curry? Colin and I go head to head.